A fan left a comment saying this phone was purchased in March of this year. It was a birthday gift for their partner. Recently, the phone accidentally got water damaged after sending it to customer service. They were told the motherboard needed to be replaced. They mentioned they've been following me for a long time and felt that this situation would be a piece of cake for me, so they sent it over, hoping for a miracle. A piece of cake. Let's open it up and see just how small this task really is. After removing the shield on the motherboard, it actually looks pretty clean. Let's take off the back cover to check inside. It's also quite clean inside. Let's use a power meter to test it. Direct short circuit on the meter. With this kind of current, it might actually be a piece of cake. Alright, let's remove the motherboard and take a closer look. It looks fine on the surface. But once we remove the shield on the CPU side, I immediately felt chills. The CPU and hard drive area are corroded beyond recognition. Some people quietly watch videos, but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. People like that are so adorable. Other areas of the board look fine. We'll use a heat gun to remove the shield from this section and take a look under a microscope. The water damage is incredibly precise, only corroding the most critical area. Let's thoroughly clean the motherboard first. After cleaning, we test again with the power meter. The motherboard is no longer short-circuited, but there's still about 60 milliamperes of leakage current. Pressing the power button shows no response. There must still be some corrosion causing short circuits. Using a multimeter, we'll test each component. We found the boost inductor on the ringer amplification IC is short-circuited. Given the severe corrosion, we won't risk powering it up blindly. First, let's remove all the unsealed chips on this side. After checking, the corrosion beneath the chips isn't too severe. That's a relief. Let's clean all the pads on the motherboard. Now, let's recheck the shorted area. It's still showing a short circuit, 0000. Next, we'll use rosin to coat the motherboard. Now we can safely use a short finding tool. Let's power up just the shorted section. A small capacitor next to it started smoking. That's the culprit. We'll remove it and remeasure. Okay, no, more short circuit. Now we'll clean all the removed chips, riball them with solder, and reinstall them one by one. Let's test with the power meter again. Okay, no more leakage current from the motherboard. Pressing the power button shows the boot current rising normally. We'll reinstall the motherboard into the case. Connect the battery for testing, press the power button, and the logo appears, despite severe water damage. The screen is still functioning. Lucky break. We've successfully entered the system. After entering the password, all the data is intact. Let's do a quick functionality test. Charging works fine, but due to high temperatures, settings won't open. We'll use a small fan to cool it down physically while we back up the data to a USB drive. Okay, all the data is backed up. We've completed 2/3 of the work. Now, we'll reinstall the camera and reconnect all the cables. After testing all the functions, we found that the ringtone isn't working, but everything else is fine. Let's continue. We'll remove the motherboard again. There are 2 ringer ICs on the motherboard. We'll connect the power meter to test their working conditions. The first one is receiving 4 volts from the main power supply. The second one has no voltage. That's the area where the short circuit was earlier. We might have damaged the board trace while removing that capacitor. Let's borrow 4 volts from the nearby inductor. Fix the copper wire in place with green UV oil. Okay, let's reinstall and test the phone. The ringtone is back. We'll solder back all the shields, reassemble the phone, and screw everything in place. The lower back cover is missing a shield over the charging port. It might have been left out during the customer service inspection. We don't have that part either, so we'll gently close the back cover for now. You can ask the customer service to replace it later. When this phone was launched, it almost went viral with complaints, giving rise to a catchy phrase. But for die-hard fans of this brand, how many of them care that it's a 4G phone?